For Jesse, that is.
All right. Do the intro again because I just found out that it doesn't mute stuff, or it doesn't unmute stuff between scene to scene. Do the intro again because I just found out that it doesn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't see anything on YouTube yet.
It's not
YouTube.
We're on YouTube.
Oh, we're not on YouTube at all?
No.
Correct.
Oh, okay. So, where are we at?
Twitch. Hang on, I'll DM it to you. Hang
No,
on.
Here, I got him.
Look at my Twitter. I just posted it to my Twitter now.
Your Twitter. Psh, who looks at your Twitter?
No one. Well, at least bots, considering that last foray.
Well, let me know when you want me to do the announcement again.
Yep, go for it now. I mean, we're kind of already here.
Oh, we already started. Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to Irongeek Cast 160. We spoke too soon. Now temporarily streaming from Capco's channel. I'm assuming, Jitsy's refusing to stream to YouTube right now. I don't know if it's YouTube's problem or Jitsy's problem, but we had to improvise. So Caprico is letting us use his channel.
That I haven't used in like 6 months.
Are you saving the video?
Yep, recording it. So we're all good. We'll see if my computer explodes.
Nice.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Good. I like how all the icons show up in Twitch. That's pretty nice.
Doing one of these today.
I definitely need to sign up for a Gravatar account to get my icon here. I need to get the geckos back.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think Gendo found a way to actually change his in like a slideshow format, and I don't know if that was on Hangouts or on Jitsi. Might be both. I don't know. If it's Gravatar, you might be able to do some funky code.
Maybe. I barely look. None of my main emails are on Gravatar, and I already have an inherent reluctance to give my email to any kind of organization associated with marketing.
Oh yeah.
So I just need to create a new account and just get on and just throw something up on there.
Throw it. Definitely throw it. Don't toss it.
Yeah, because I'm getting a little bit worried about the Cockly email servers. They've been getting a bit more unstable these days. With Vince just making more and more enemies. And it's like, how much do I really want to tie to Cockly emails these days?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Vince is... kudos to Vince for, fighting a good fight, making sure, like, being an unrepentant shit poster. Like he says, he'll move heaven and earth to make sure you can still make a dick joke. Or in this case, getting physically assaulted by the head of the Chaos Communications Congress. Because
I think Chaos Computer Club is fairly lefty.
It's fairly anarchisty. It just, from my understanding, it has an Antifa presence, but also has people making attack helicopter jokes. So take it as you will.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I only read through some of that drama.
Yeah, I can understand, people in Germany not liking someone who hosts an email domain that says Hitler.rocks.
Oh, well, yeah, I get that one too.
So yeah, I understand that degree of animosity. Just still a bit disappointed the Chaos Communications Congress would actually go so far as to ban someone for what's clearly edgelordism.
What did the German chancellor, whatever his title is, say on Twitter today?
Merkel?
Yeah.
She's prime minister. I thought. No, wait.
Oh, I thought no. Crap. Trying to think of who actually did it because they said we haven't had to come together and work, this hard ever since World War II or something like that. It was like,
oh,
yeah.
Can I get a yikes?
I definitely did not see that on my feed. My feed is just full of people freaking out over
I
coronavirus.
need to see if I can find that again. So I was like,
Please do.
ooh, that's definitely cringeworthy.
That
Oh my
is
God.
Well, yeah,
that's almost up there with the son of Israel's prime minister posting a happy merchant on Facebook.
Oh my God.
And I'm assuming everybody saw. Primarily, I've been seeing it from yesterday and the day before. Facebook completely jacked up their algorithms for COVID-19, and were blocking a lot of people's posts whenever they were just trying to post like links to Bloomberg or New York
Business
Times.
Insider, yep.
I had
Yeah.
I had my first post taken down off of my Facebook page, and it had nothing to do with COVID. It was a repost of a picture that a Big Lebowski page that I followed put up of this dude that was just mummified, literally in a sitting
Oh, yeah.
position.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that
that
got
was
taken-
on a coast.
Yeah,
No,
that got taken down.
yeah.
And like underneath it just said like the true procrastinator, true vibing or whatever, and I'm like, this is actually kind of funny, so I reshared it, and then it got taken down. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I was posting a bunch of Karana Chan memes, and one of them got me banned from Facebook. Or, well, what's the term? Locked out of Facebook.
Facebook jail.
Facebook jail, yes, for 3 days.
Nice.
Apparently, it's that one picture where it's there's modified pornography with this one lady being the world as her face, and a bunch of coronaviruses all around her.
yes, it was just about to be, a session of group love. Except all the love was going to be targeted at one woman.
Okay, I found it here. Chancellor Angela Merkel
Merkel.
has addressed Merkel. Okay, has addressed German citizens in a televised speech, saying, "Since World War II, there has never been a challenge for our country in which acting in solidarity was so very crucial," and called on the people to help tackle the spread of COVID-19 by sticking to the rules.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of cringeworthy because now all you got to think about is what happened between 1939 and 1945.
Yep.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's go to our foreign correspondents of the Dutch, the French, the English. Hey, we didn't conquer the world through war. Let's do it through politics. Unified Europe. There you go. Sorry.
Nice.
My opinion out of the way. And it's just that.
An opinionon. Yeah, you guys mentioned events earlier. So B-Sides Atlanta has gone to virtual. So I will not be at B-Sides Atlanta.
Probably a good idea.
So sad. Anybody who was going to be at B-Sides Atlanta, sorry. Not that I didn't want to be there, just I can't. And Cappy still got a skull mask on.
Yep. Because I can. And
Is it
Are
because
you avoiding the child support police again?
does the cat have coronavirus?
no, she has sleep on my bag diphtheria.
Like throw-up-theria?
No, she just sleeps on my work bag. So it's her
Oh.
bed now.
Gotcha.
So and she will
That's always fun.
she's right there right now. So we'll see if she makes another appearance like she did last week.
Gotcha. 1 minute. Ohio has closed all BMVs except for 5, specifically for truck drivers, so that
Wow.
CDLs can stay in place and keep going. As of tonight, hair salons, barbers, tattoo places, things like that. Yeah, all finished at the end of business today.
Kansas Monday put out a statement saying that all restaurants are going to be drive-through and takeout only as of like midnight of like Tuesday. So that was a fun grocery trip. I found Twinkies, a lot of Twinkies. And the on yesterday, so Tuesday, Kansas also stopped all schools for the rest of the year from K through 12, and all college schools or college universities are going to virtual for the rest of the year.
Gotcha.
I'm like, so what you're saying is now we're actually doing something with the technology we have. This is cool. But I also like all the homeschooled memes. It's like, you have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see because, like, here in Ohio, they're keeping 5 BMVs open for just CDL holders, so that trucks can keep moving and supplies can keep moving. But, you can't really get a semi truck through a drive-through, which means they always have to park, go up, order food. So there's going to need to be a little bit of leniency somewhere along the path there.
Yeah.
So we shall see. Because my neighbors are truck drivers.
Yeah, thankfully, I got all of my license stuff figured out, like, immediately, and I actually got my new license today, so that's great.
Oh, so you
So
finally turned 18 or 16. Congrats. You can drive.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Been saving up all that pen testing money. I haven't paid any of my rent. Got this nice $11,000 like barn find of a Dodge Charger that's all-wheel drive, and it's a V8, and yeah, now I actually can drive it after like owning it for 4 years.
Sweet. I actually
Yeah.
was able to score a barn find, actually 2 rolls of toilet paper, trade it for about 20 grand this week. It was awesome.
At Lowe's, look, they had most of it packed before this happened. But yeah, last time I was in Myers, it was completely empty of toilet paper.
What you guys like, just for sake of, if you're really down to it and you need it, go to like discount stores and stuff like that. Stores that you wouldn't normally go to.
no, those are empty as well.
Not as much.
Well, no, they got the ones here got thoroughly rat fucked.
Ooh.
Rats. Like actual rats or just people rats?
Like people rats, like
Yeah.
they went through
Oh, yeah.
and they went through like the first thing to go was the paper towels, the toilet paper.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even have single ply.
So, rat fucked is a military term meaning like ration fucking. So you break up open the rations and take what you want out. So that's kind of what he means. Is people were basically panic buying.
Got it. Gotcha.
Oh my gosh, I have to make an account on Twitch. Gosh.
If you have Amazon Prime, you can get a free account with it.
No, I'm a free sub, but
free sub. You already have an account though, basically.
Yeah. Don't allow my Prime account to be used anywhere.
All right.
Outside of Prime. Just like what's the other? Oh, Facebook. I know a lot of people aren't on Facebook, but you can correlate your Facebook ID to a lot of other sites and apps and junk like that. I don't allow Facebook to be a single sign-on for anything other than Facebook.
Well, Twitch is an Amazon company, so
Yeah.
Now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they have been for a while now.
Oh.
yeah. Ever since Amazon bought Justin TV and turned it into Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. See, that is how much I use Twitch.
It's a pretty fun platform, though. Thankfully, it's a good
Yes,
backup.
it is. Yes, it is. I've met a lot of fine people on this platform.
Now we have to do community guidelines. Actually, I need to double check something real quick here.
Yes, if you have it adults only.
I can't do it from here. Hang on 1 second.
Yeah, Caprico's always adults only.
I don't know how I can do that.
Actually, I did see a pretty good meme today. So the You guys know the Jake from State Farm commercial,
Mm-hmm.
khakis. So Jake is now working from home, not wearing any clothes. You know, yeah, this is Jake from State Farm. What are you wearing?
Nothing.
Nothing.
What's up, Bandit?
What's good?
What's up?
I was trying to figure out the whole jiu-jitsu thing.
Mm-hmm.
Jiu-jitsu?
Jiu-jitsu.
What is up with your camera?
Turn off blur background on the video, Charles.
You turned it off?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can kind of see you, and your background is all fuzzy.
Yeah.
Fuzzy wuzzy. All right. How would I go about doing that on here? I think
3 dots on the right side,
3 dots,
and then
little-
click blur my background again, or I should say like turn off.
disable black. Disable the blur.
Oh, there we go. Now
There we
we
go.
get to
That's
see
better.
you
All
in
right,
your
perfect.
full glory.
It's gonna be way better too because you don't do all that video processing.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Ow.
Ow.
No, it's stuck. All right, there we go. Got it back.
There we go. Ah!
Oh, wait, no. It was just killed in that view. Now we just see a big thing of Charles.
Ah!
Hey, that's all we want to see.
Mm-hmm. All right.
You know, if Jack would ever bring his cam on, we want to see a big bunch of Jack, but he doesn't do that, so we just get a big load of Jack.
You gotta see the lumberjack. Yeah. So, how's everybody doing this wonderful quarantine, wonderful Wednesday? Yep, yep.
This quarantine Wednesday,
Drink it.
man, I feel fishing in my future.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, quarantines
Yeah.
or avoiding them.
Nah.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, so far so good. I mean, in the house for a lot of days.
I know this got to be killing you. For me, yeah, for me, this is like everyday life. You're not going out to Starbucks and doing your daily routine. Like, I've not changed one flipping thing
Same.
at all.
You saw my mid-lunch break dance with the Mario doll. I think
Oh yeah, and granted, I mean it was spectacular. I mean, if Letterman was still on television, I'd have you on doing stupid human tricks in a second.
Let me tell you, I got some phone calls behind that one. Are you all right? You're singing "Find Some Time" with the Mario doll. Find some time.
This work from home policy is really getting to Charles.
Though, I bet there's a lot of introverts who are really like, oh, this would be awesome, because they know now there's not a lot of people at the malls. There's not a lot of people out and about.
Yeah.
They're like, I could actually go out in public now, but they're telling me not to.
I didn't run to the restroom, so y'all continue to show notes as you see fit.
Awesome.
Back down in a bit.
You know what? I want to do a mega living experiment. I want to socially deprive Charles and see what the results are.
Oh God, no! Please, no.
What?
I don't know. Because Charles is very upbeat and happy.
Yeah, what's going on?
Let's see if kind of that would start to skew a little bit.
What? Me being unhappy?
Yeah.
No.
If we really, really isolate you, well, too, I mean, first off, we're going to not allow you to be on YouTube or correspond with anybody. Well, it's essentially we're going to waterboard you. It's going to be a virtual waterboarding.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, the quarantine doesn't really bother me because, again, like I got so many different projects. And like tomorrow, if anybody's around at like 3 p.m., I'm actually going to be streaming on my own Twitch channel about working through the labs, the Azalia. I hope I'm saying her name right. Azaria Labs on ARM Assembly.
Okay.
So I'm actually going to be streaming that live.
Please tell me that your Twitch is BSD Bandit.
Yes, my Twitch is BSD. Yes.
So if I do twitch.tv/BSD Bandit.
Yes, that's me.
Okay, it's in chat. If you're watching or wanting to go to that, it's twitch.tv/BSD Bandit.
3 p.m. tomorrow Eastern Standard Time.
Do you ever work?
Do I ever work? Yeah, I do work. No, we do a lot. I do a lot of work actually. It's the insane amount of
You
work
see?
that we actually do is insane. 'Cause remember, I do threat hunting and pen testing, so I'm always constantly doing something.
Well, you realize because like 3 p.m. is when a normal person is working.
Yeah, but I'm not normal.
Well, that is yes, 100%. You nailed it.
But no, a lot of people. But see, with this whole quarantine, a lot of folks ain't really working. I don't think.
I'm working.
I know I'm working, but
I'm working.
there's folks that that are not in the industry that might be interested. You never know. That's what I said 3 p.m.
Well, no, that actually is a good point. One of my buddies who works for a bank, kind of on the risk side, wasn't really interested in working at a bank, but
right.
that's what he landed.
Mhm.
Yeah, the bank essentially said anybody who's VP and above, essentially, you have like 2-3 weeks off. Don't
Mhm.
worry about doing anything work related. He was like, okay, I'm done.
Okay, so there you
Yeah.
go. This could be something. Arm could save his life tomorrow. But yeah, I'm definitely excited. Um, I'm just amped, man, because this will be the first one that I'm actually doing like by myself. Because normally I'm with like Grumpy Hackers, or I'm with you guys, or I'm with
Happy hackers.
yeah. This would be my first one, like solo.
Nice.
So I'm super amped about that. What else? Gonna play. I just finished up a threat hunt, so that was pretty interesting.
Nice.
Some interesting stuff. A lot of executables that were calling out to the internet, calling out to other servers. Did find little bits and pieces of ransomware here and there. It was a lot with this client, so this is actually a continuous threat hunt. So this is CTH. So
so it's not just one time again. Now, are you doing like is it actual continuous, like looking threat hunting through their sim, through whatever
we have agents.
EDR they have? Oh, you have your. Oh yeah, you do have your own.
Well, this particular customer had cyber reason. Well, we do have some customers that have carbon black, so we're just looking through the EDR agents. But we have Python scripts that actually connect to that
Okay.
and get us back that information. But usually, when I get the information, I actually go and verify that this is true. I don't just rely on the script. I actually dig, like literally dig. So
Whoa. So you're telling me that you don't just rely on a list of 100,000 blacklisted IPs and assume that every single one of them is malicious automatically? What? Oh wow, that's
maybe
crazy.
Maybe I'm doing it backwards. And again, like I said, this is all new for me. So I kind of, where somebody else has been doing it for a long time, like, dude, you don't have to do all of that. But it's just like for me, because like we get like at least a month with this stuff. So
yeah.
I actually do spend like time like looking at stuff. I'm like, okay, this looks suspicious. Why is it calling out here? Okay, and I kind of just I place a map. Any project I'm working on, I just put in a map, and I'm like, okay, this called out to here, and I kind of like put the pieces of the puzzle together. So that's what helps me with the threat hunter side of the house. And then, also too, what's helped me out tremendously is this wonderful book that I'm almost finished with.
Cool.
So this is truly awesome book. I recommend anybody that gets this that has the hands-on labs, and you can actually download the malware to kind of play around with as well too from the book chapter site. So
now, what are the main software pieces of software they're using, like IDA Pro?
Yeah, they use IDA Pro.
Yeah.
And also it teaches you static analysis. So I was looking at MD5 Deep. Like it looked so. For example, with the first chapter, right? It it teaches you how to do static analysis. So it's actually looking at a string in the malware and also looking at the hash.
Yeah.
And it gives you the tools to download and play around with on how you would look at a hash. And then how you can share that hash with your other threat hunting or analysis in general. And they can take a look at it, verify it, whether it's a virus killer or whether it's cuckoo, and see if it's actually malware or whatnot. So it goes through that process. It goes through an extensive process and actually explains, like step by step, what you're actually doing. So that's why I would recommend that book for any threat hunter out there, potential threat hunter. Also, too, look at open source tools related to. Say that is, you might work at a company, not saying you would, that doesn't pay for the enterprise stuff, and they still want you to do a threat hunt. So if you're only relying on like a Karma Black or a Cyber Reason or whatever, how you gonna do your job if that's all you're relying on? You never look at the open source tool like Security on Pro or Wazoo. So again, or Sysmon, just plain old Sysmon or S-Query. Like just start looking at available open source tools that a lot of threat hunters are using and really get good at them, and maybe blog or stream about it. Which is, again, like I said, this kind of connecting to the stream that I'm actually going to be doing tomorrow. This is just the first of many, so I will be throwing some threat hunting tools, streaming that live in the mix, like how to install it and what to look for when you're actually looking for this stuff. Now that I've gone through this book, so that'll be me giving back to other folks.
Very, very nice. Is that one of those that's sometimes on Humble Bundle too?
Sometimes.
I think so.
Yes.
Let me check that real quick.
Yeah, I'm actually looking, or working on looking. Apparently, I have to do multi-factor again.
Multi-factor.
You should be able to just see it just from not even.
Well, I'm looking to see if I have it in my.
Oh, if you have
stash.
it, yeah. Dude, I've got so many freaking games from this. I remember when this started. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, I was on the first, third, and fourth ones. That tells you something.
I got a question. Are we doing it like this every week? This would be cool.
Maybe. And then we all just like host out to all of our different channels.
That's cool.
Could do that.
I mean, yeah.
Pay what you want for. There's a business intel one right now. I'm taking a look at this. Actually, that actually doesn't look like so much of a bad thing. If you're in the data analytics, Microsoft has a business intel pack that is for $15 or more. You basically get all of their data visualization, Microsoft Powered BI, all of that stuff. And that stuff was like barely a POC the last time I looked at it, and it has gone through the roof.
But yeah,
Tech job. Here we go.
Wow.
And just FYI, I didn't see it on Humble Bundle, but yeah, that does sound like a good resource, though. I'll probably pick that one up.
Yeah, there's the For Dummies series has a Humble Bundle to land a Tech Job 2.0 by For Dummies, and for $15 you basically get all of their IT, time management, Scrum, Linux, Java, interviews, DevOps, GitHub, LinkedIn, programming interviews, SQL, C# 7.0, and beginning with Python, and a couple other ones that I have not mentioned because they're kind of soft skills. But still looks really good.
What if there's only like 3? What'd you say? 4 dumb friends? 4 what?
For Dummies. It's the
4 dummies?
Yeah.
What if there's only 3?
Well,
and I don't have a 4th?
I mean, find another dummy. It shouldn't take you too long.
I mean, yeah, but I'm supposed to be practicing social distancing right now, so.
Well, just
No, you have to.
invite someone to the call. I don't know. You've got Zoom. Zoom can support what, like more than.
I have a Zoom account that supports 1,000 people.
Holy, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're gonna start using Charles's account.
I mean,
Again.
this is free. I got unlimited data yesterday. Actually, found out that I was overpaying for a slower speed than what AT&T was gonna give me. So that's good news. So, all right. Without further ado and lack of a better segue, Israel, you ready for the breach report?
Breach report.
Sure, I can talk about them or talk with somebody about them.
Yeah. Also, I posted the link to the show notes in the chat. I'll go ahead and paste that again in chat if anyone wants to go and grab the links while they're watching it. Also, once I find it here, sorry, different setup than what I'm used to here. So there's that link to the show notes. Cool thing though. All right.
Wait, first off, are we gonna have anything that is non-malware / phishing associated with coronavirus this week?
Not a whole lot. I have one. I actually have two. I have two different things here actually.
Okay.
So many.
We have two different things. Two different things that aren't related to Corona, because pretty much three actually, because everything is basically coronavirus right now. Corona. I don't know how.
My Corona.
Yeah, Corona, which is the first title here. All right, so nation-backed hackers spread Crimson Rat via coronavirus phishing. So this is, and I can actually share my screen if it will let me here.
Fancy.
Once it finds the thing. Give me the thing. Gimme. Ugh. This is what sucks about using Firefox in here.
With Jitsi?
Yeah, there it is. It's impossible to find these with Jitsi. So
new browser-based 3D MMO. That's the first thing you see when you look at that page.
Right. All right. Anyways, so a state-sponsored threat actor is attempting to deploy the Crimson Remote Administration Toolkit, also known as RAT, onto the systems of targets via spear phishing campaign using coronavirus-themed document baits disguised as health advisories. Who would have thought of that? This nation-backed cyber espionage is suspected to be Pakistan-based, and it is currently tracked under multiple names, including APT-36, Transparent Tribe, Project M, Mythic Leopard, and Temp.lapis.
Oh, I like that one. Mythic Leopard.
Yeah, Mythic Leopard should be that one.
Like, I say screw it. I think we should overtake that one. And yeah, they're just not allowed to use that. That's us now.
Yeah, welcome to the Mythic Leopard podcast.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So obviously this isn't the only one that's going around. In the article, there are a couple of spots that show here's what it is, here's this advisory. They are having you download stuff to your machine to look at this health advisory in an Excel doc.
I'm assuming it's just macro enabled, right?
Yeah, and then that macro will then steal your credentials from the victim's browser, listing running processes, drives, and directories on the victim's machine, retrieve files from its CNC server or command and control server, using custom TCP protocols for its communication to the command and control server, collecting information about the antivirus software to see if it can get around it, and then capturing screenshots as well. So
nice.
Pretty decent toolkit, pretty decent rat. So state funded. There's a bunch of them going around right now. Chinese have Mustang Panda or Vicious Panda. North Korea's got Kimsucky. I hope I'm saying that right. The Russians have the Hades group are doing it there. This was also a really good article because it kind of just listed all of them, so I could get them all out in one. Um, as well as without known affiliations such as Swede, and all of this it can be found at that ZDNet one. And I think they all have corresponding articles for each of them that kind of delves a little deeper into each of those. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot. I think we're gonna see a lot of it go from business fishing to consumer fishing.
I mean, they're going to be casting a wide net right now, right?
Yeah.
Especially on the consumer side, they know a lot of people are going to be moving from an office environment into a home environment, maybe beyond VPN. But these people who are working from home are potentially going to be accessing work email via their home system, a system that has less protections on it than a work system. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting coming up very soon.
Yeah.
Man, my son wants his butt blistered, it sounds like.
Run!
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
He is just like screaming his head off upstairs.
That's kind of... All right, what we got next?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Hey, that was a good movie.
I have not seen that yet.
If anybody grew up ever watching Mr. Rogers and liked Mr. Rogers, I 100% say go check out. I think it was called Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, I think. But it was a really good movie and really gave you kind of that a better understanding of like him and his life, because like how he was on the show was him in real life, which is crazy. So it was a good one. It was a good family movie.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing. All right.
Yeah.
Next up, whoever named this or named the extension for this ransomware must have been playing Diablo. A new ransomware called Nephilim, and I'll get that shared up here, has threatened to release victims' data. Now in the long stream of people.
Never happens.
Yeah, never have I ever heard of this before. So, they have been active, or they became active at the end of February 2020, and while it is not known for sure how the ransomware is being distributed, it is most likely through exposed remote desktop services. What's getting opened right now? A lot of them.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, that would be interesting. You should do that over the next couple days. You'd like to do your Shodan ninjutsu, start looking for new RDP, RDS sessions being opened.
Well, I think doing that, and then also looking at PulseSecure, Citrix, because all of those are highly vulnerable if you put out the wrong version or an unpatched version of that software right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, but nobody should be putting it out over unless it's behind VPN anyway, though. So
yeah, you would hope so.
But with so many I know a company that I keep in touch with. There was their Cisco rep. They have Cisco firewalls and everything. So they needed to up their AnyConnect licensing.
Right.
Which really isn't all that expensive. It's like $10-$20 a year or something. But they just need to up their AnyConnect licensing. Their primary rep is out. The rep's manager is out sick. So they were like, okay, screw it. We'll go through CDW. CDW is saying, yeah, there's like a week or two backlog.
Ooh.
So as nice as it was that Cisco kind of put forth for the time being, we'll up your AnyConnect, your Duos, your Umbrellas, for free to handle the kind of the surge. If there's no way of getting that information, getting it into your hardware, you're still going to be screwed. So it's, kind of supply chain that still needs to work.
Yeah, our demand is much larger than the supply right now.
Yeah.
in those terms.
Yeah, huge demand.
But yeah, this week is gonna be hell for any sysadmin, netadmin, all that fun stuff.
Yeah,
All right,
it's yeah. We shall see.
let's go on to the next one. All right, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but someone decided to do a DDoS attack against the our national health system.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the HHS, the U.S. Health and Human Services Department, suffered a cyber attack in its computer system, part of what people are familiar with the incident called a campaign of disruption and disinformation that was aimed at undermining the response to the coronavirus pandemic and may have been a work of a foreign actor. From them, we're aware of the cyber incident, blah, blah, blah. Essentially what happened is it's not just a DDoS attack. There's actually 2 attacks that went out. So they were DDoSed, and then there was another group, by one group, and then another group decided, hey, let's use this as a way to get people all riled up. So they started sending text messages saying that the entire country is in quarantine, as of, like, officially from the like looking at like it's from the HHS. I'm like, this is like the same level of like dumb that we saw in the Hawaii nuclear missile launch or whatever. Although that was someone hit the wrong button.
Yeah, as well as one of the pictures of that incident showed that they had like the password for the system like right there,
Oh yeah.
if I remember right.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, yeah, government agencies, yeah, they know how to be properly securityed, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Well,
but I did also hear though that it didn't affect
It didn't affect anything. It just affected response.
anything.
It just affected response
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, a little, but I don't think it was like that big of a DDoS. So it sounded pretty weak from what I was reading.
Yeah, it wasn't like a. Let me see if they could tell you. We'll see if it's in here. Yeah, they don't put up like any bandwidth numbers or anything like that. It does go over that fake text message thing that I was saying as well. But yeah, it's kind of funny, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Very, very nice.
It's like, well, okay. All right, protect yourself. This is more
Protect yourself.
This is more of a out to consumers. It's not so much to like business professionals or whatever. And I put these links here. Essentially, since Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Postmates, they've all pretty much put out free deliveries. There have been a couple of breaches in the past 3 months, and this came to my attention because one of my friends actually got hit with this. So we covered this when the week that it came out, I believe, back in September of last year. But DoorDash had 4.9 million customers, workers, and merchants get their accounts breached or leaked, I would say, I guess. And because of that, we're now at this 3-month-ish window where 6-month-ish window where those accounts are probably either dead if they haven't been changed already, or they might still have access to them, and they're probably circulated through markets already. And I know that because one of my friends got hit with this. They got hit with a $600 charge to a bunch of restaurants in like California somewhere, and their cards they had to like cancel all their cards and stuff like that. So be aware of it. Do that. There's a lot of other stuff on those, especially if you're trying to get food delivered. So protect yourself. Postmates, I couldn't really find anything. Uber Eats does have a undisclosed-ish vulnerability where they can have an account takeover happen. So Yeah, someone might send food to their house instead of yours.
Hey, you can send food to my house anytime you want.
just all right, everyone send it to blah 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 address .Israel.
Exactly. I mean, if somebody cannot find, okay, so this is not a big secret. It's not a big hacking thing. Everybody who owns a home, there's a county auditor. If you know their name, you can find them their address. Okay. Woo! Big hacking stuff. Next.
What?
So you muted yourself out so you can hear me while I just threw some really really hardcore hacking stuff out there.
No, that was actually the way that I met my mentor.
By not listening.
Mm-mm.
Oh, cool.
The exact same thing that you were talking about. When we had a challenge. So one of my professors, who later became my mentor, he said to the class, if you can find my house and you want to do some really like actual deep dive in, because it was like an intro to information security class. If you want to do a deep dive into this stuff, find my house and we'll do like the deep dives into all this other stuff.
So it's just like essentially, just inviting stalkers, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I found his address the same way that you just described.
Yeah. I mean, it's not difficult. It's all public record, so
Nope.
Yes.
It is. It is all public record. All right.
As well as this can definitely be a rabbit hole, but looking at court cases can definitely be interesting.
Yeah,
not gonna go deep into that, but yeah,
the next
it
one
can definitely be interesting. Yes.
Yeah. So it was just something that came up as I was looking for Uber. Looking at Uber to see, like, have they had a breach? Have they had some sort of vulnerability that could be exploited during everyone's freak out time and everyone's trying to get supplies and whatever, and Uber's got good deals, they're waiving delivery fees, all this other fun stuff.
Yeah.
So I thought, where would I attack? And then I did this. But actually, an interesting story, and we're kind of done with the breach report now. But just in info data and stats, Uber to sue Los Angeles over real-time location data. And I was like, okay. So get this back up here.
I would think that Uber, Lyft would be suing the crap out of the state of California right now.
Oh, yeah.
I brought up, I think it's called AB5 a few weeks ago, but I mean, they have crushed independent contractors and just completely X'd out independent contractors in the state of California. Not only Uber and Lyft, but, say you were a pen tester, you are whatever, a musician, whatever, as an independent contractor, you essentially don't have work now. You have to work for somebody who gives you, either part or full-time status, includes healthcare benefits, all this stuff.
Yeah.
So
a lot of devs probably have that issue as well.
Yeah, a lot of pissed people. And then coronavirus set on. So yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah. All right, so read the first couple paragraphs here. So Uber is poised to file a federal lawsuit over Los Angeles's demands for what the company, as well as privacy advocates and presumably state law, consider to be city's privacy invading demands for real-time location data of its users. Uber provided an embargoed draft of the lawsuit, which a spokesperson said the company will file later this week. Uber had already threatened to sue the city back in October 2019 after the LA DOT instituted data demands on ride-hailing, scooter/bike sharing companies. Uber wound up delaying that suit as it tried to hash things out with the city. LA DOT suspended Uber's permit, but it still allowed Uber to operate its scooters during the discussions. So essentially, what I think this is coming down to is they don't want to share information that is shared with the company to the city and state.
Yeah, after Uber's privacy snafu a few years back, they had more than a little negative PR and lost some business because of that. So I don't for a second believe it's out of any sincere principle on Uber's part, but it's probably more so out of you wanting to turn their atrocious reputation around. I don't think this is going to be enough. Not even close. They were really shit. Like, I have been to a presentation by people from Elastic, the company.
Right.
And as in the presentation, their sample data was from Uber of their customers. And they pretty much said, yeah, Uber has a problem when it comes to customer privacy. Like, they just casually said that. So yeah, fuck Uber. Fuck them.
The opinions found on this podcast are of the individuals that speak them.
Yes, this is my personal opinion. This is not anyone else's opinion here. It is not my employer's opinion. This is my personal opinion.
That was just so Twitch doesn't like come down on me for some odd reason. That was it.
Yeah, because I don't know how comfortable or enjoyable that would be.
Twitch coming down on my channel? Not fun.
No.
I think they meant fucking Uber.
It won't.
Yes.
It really won't be that. It really will not be that bad. Twitch come down on your channel. They'll just give you a timeout for a day, and then they'll give you a little light tap on the bottom and tell you to continue on.
Yeah.
That sounds more enjoyable than, kind of the whole Uber side that we were talking about then. Yeah.
Let's see how fast we can get Cap's channel taken down.
No, your channel won't. Your channel won't
Challenge
get taken
accepted.
down. You're too small. Sorry.
I mean, even though you are a giant among men, you are too small.
No, his channel size is too small.
And like 16.
Actually, I couldn't use that if I was 16. I couldn't be streaming if I was 16, I think.
No, you can. You can't do it at 13.
Oh.
I mean, under 13.
Okay. Anywho. All right. So now, like I said before, don't forget all the crap that I just said earlier. We're gonna skip over that. In the show notes, there's a couple of just tips I threw in because this has just been COVID. Like.
And Caprico is all about the tip.
Mm-hmm. So we're seeing heightened attacks against like just consumers in general. Business side, I'm seeing a lot more VPN stuff. I've had 2 IRs back to back that were targeting work from home solutions.
Yep.
And it's bad. So go ahead and just as a company, make sure that your VPNs are patched. As a consumer and just like you're seeing this for whatever reason, you want to make sure that you're secure, blah, blah, blah. Just user credentials on like food stores, food delivery, any credit card information. Like, granted, right now it's going to be a pain to get that done, but just monitor it very closely and like all that. Stolen credit cards, if people are going to get desperate, they're going to go to desperate measures to make sure that they can quote unquote survive. Especially in times like this where there's so much uncertainty and so much media play around it and no one really knows what's the state of it that we're in right now.
And never let a emergency go to waste.
Yes.
And they are not.
Speaking of not letting an emergency go to waste, have you all heard of the Earn It Act?
Yeah, I was wondering when we was going to cover that.
All right.
Or also, mainly Earn It. Let's cover the Earn It Act. There's other stuff being pushed in, but anyway, one of the legislations in the works right now, for those of you who don't know, is the Earn It Act, which is essentially, from my understanding, something that will mandate companies to operate within the United States to follow guidelines set by the U.S. Attorney General with regards to child safety. And anyone who does not meet those guidelines risks losing their CDA Section 230 protections, which is the law that currently says if someone commits a crime in your platform, the platform is not liable, only the person who committed the crime is liable. So it is widely believed that the Earn It Act, will be used specifically to criminalize use of, to make it prohibitively expensive from a liability standpoint to offer end-to-end encryption in any capacity in the United States.
I have been seeing some stuff about that. I don't know
like
how they're
Signal,
going to.
WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, plans to change Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, or
And
if you just build something on your own.
Or you just move your headquarters to Ireland.
Yeah, but still, that because we're all based in the U.S.
Yeah.
They could easily say, look, we're gonna have to spin up separate servers for U.S. customers or users than our worldwide, or fuck it, whatever. We'll have to go to the lowest common denominator.
Or you do what we've been doing for the last 25 years, and countries that don't necessarily work with the U.S. don't keep logs and just proxy wherever you want.
That's
proxy VPN.
I know what you're getting at, but I just feel like that's still going to be a far worse option than just using Signal is right now.
Yeah, well, okay, so just so that because I'm curious, how far along is this into be instituted as law? Like, what stage is it
From my
at?
understanding, I believe it passed the I think it passed the House Judicial Committee. If you give me one moment, I can find out exactly where it's at.
Okay.
Nope, you only have half a moment.
Uh-huh.
Because if depends on where that's at, because that sounds like something that one is gonna hit like Senate and then die to me.
No,
Let's see. It was no, because it was
Or is it
we have no
Republican
idea
backed?
because it's sponsored by Democratic and Republican leadership in both the House and the Senate, from my understanding.
Yeah, but their egos are too big.
So the Senate version, sponsored by Senator Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, but right now is when there's probably a lot of crap going through because nobody's paying attention to any legislation that's occurring. All they're paying attention to is coronavirus.
Oh, as far as legislation that's occurring, there's also attempts to ram through the one of the I forget which national security authority it was, the one that's behind the controversial phone record collection.
Patriot Act.
Well, I forget if it was a Patriot Act or the FISA Amendments Act. Those are the two acts from those two laws make up the bulk of a heartache right now. Yeah, heartache. So one of those two laws, one specifically with regards to, I believe, collecting bulk records. That's my understanding is there's efforts to try to attach the reauthorization of that to a must-pass spending bill with relation to coronavirus.
Yeah,
I don't know if that is going to go through or not.
I think it's already gone through.
With that measure,
I know the one act that they try to shoehorn it in. It's already passed.
Right, but I don't know if it was passed with that measure it put in there. It was definitely one of many measures put in there with an attempt to just ram it through, as is tradition.
Because which bill I'm talking about, the one that everybody gets $1,000.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Wait, did we actually? Wait, what?
Yeah, that actually passed.
Yeah,
That-
you didn't hear that?
No, okay,
Yeah.
cool. So we now have. Okay, explain it to me first, because from what that sounds like to me, it sounds like something way different.
No, that was the bill. That was the bill that they were going to shoehorn, the reauthorization in,
Right.
because they knew they knew the votes were there for that. Everybody gets $1,000 because I mean that's bipartisan support.
Well,
So we have
I heard it was.
universal basic income now.
I heard that was
no, it's a
related.
one-time payment.
Okay, cool.
I heard that was with relation to I knew it was some kind of financial relief, but I thought it was for businesses, not for individuals.
I heard it was for individuals. And Capricorn,
Yeah.
you have to
could
be
be
over
right.
18.
But it is most individuals, except for like those who have like childcare, or I think you have to be working. What I've heard, and like for example, you have to be in a business that has more than 50 people, something like that. So there's a few restrictions on it.
Yeah.
I have to go check
That
our
makes-
small company's number of employees now.
I-
Are we gonna make it?
Yeah.
Are we gonna make it?
Yeah.
Now, how did it all start with they put in bills things that aren't related directly to them? I've heard about it being done a whole lot.
Basically, if congressional leadership says we don't want this to be stalled at all, we know this is unpopular, but we just want to get this measure passed through right now. Fuck debate. Fuck it. We'll just attach it to a must-pass emergency spending bill. No good controversy can go to waste.
Yeah. Everything's all about
Basically,
Planner.
with regards to like the FISA Amendments Act reauthorization, it is the general sentiment is this is too important to let Congress to debate it. This must be passed right now. That's the kind of thought process behind it.
Yeah, we can't waste a good emergency. Yeah.
It's like, wow, we're actually
It's-
gonna do something? Sweet. Let's just do it and not read the whole thing.
Yeah, regardless of what your viewpoints are on the FISA Amendments, I'm pretty sure it was the FISA Amendments Act reauthorization, that Section 702. I don't know. So I hope we can at least agree that the phone records collection has been largely a waste of taxpayer money.
Yeah. Phone.
I think they got $20 million, and they only got 2 leads after several years, and only one of those leads was unique, and that's obviously wasn't groundbreaking, or we're pretty sure they would be parading that left and right.
Yeah. There was a what you call it? There was a talk that from like 2016. What was funny is it was about software defined radio, and the guy Sammy Kamkar was the guy who was doing the talk, and he told the story of this guy that found out that the FBI had planes just circling above in LA, just circling, and because he was picking up a bunch of signals that would just come back around just off of like a cheap like $20 SDR rig, and he found out, and he was able to figure out that it was the FBI's like spy planes that were monitoring phone calls and text messages. This is back in like 2016. It's like, yikes. How much fuel are you spending on that? Because I know how much fuel costs. It is not cheap at all.
Well, I mean, though now it is pretty cheap, but back then, not
Well,
so much.
yeah, I know. Yeah, no. Worked at a airfield during, I think the lowest that gas got one that year was like $3.99, and that's just normal gas.
Yeah.
Jet fuel is.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought they were using drones to do that work.
No, well, at least not with that story. I don't know.
Yeah, like the great big huge drones they have, like military side, those still have like motors in them, right? They're not pure battery operated, are they?
Yeah. The Predator drones.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are still fuel based.
Oh, okay. I thought so.
Because I know they're using drones in Baltimore to do the same thing.
Okay, just wondering why Baltimore, but okay.
Latest, by the way, by later, Shay says speak louder, but I don't know what exactly is wrong. I think she just needs to turn the speakers.
Speakers.
What's going on?
Who?
Oh, by later, someone on Twitter.
Okay. Because I'm like maxing out audio levels on
I
both.
don't think we can do on our end.
I don't know. I mean, it depends because like there's certain streams that I watch that I watch on my TV and I can't hear them, but then I come over to my desktop and they're loud as fuck. So
Yeah, it's all.
So what you're saying is you need to buy a new TV or get a sound system.
Yeah, wimpy TV speakers on Twitch at least. The encoding's got to get downscaled, and that drops the volume, which is the problem with mine. So I have that same issue. Okay. I'll have to go find some more stuff on that and add that to the show notes. So the Earn It Act. So something not COVID related and something that we talked about last week that got updated. So vulnerable stuff. Last week we talked about Smb Ghost, which was the quote unquote leaked critical vulnerability that scored a 10 out of 10 on the CVE score. That was leaked 2 days before it was actually supposed to be patched. What were you going to say, Israel?
I was just going to... now, did they actually patch it last Tuesday, or did they issue an out-of-band patch
So
for
they
it?
issued a out-of-band patch, and I'm pulling it up on screen now to show on the stream.
right, I think I received it Thursday. Thursday for 2 of my fast ring laptops.
Yep. So here we go. So Microsoft patched this in the case of the critical Windows 10 server message block SMB vulnerability 2020-0796 left unpatched and marched otherwise bumper Windows patch Tuesday update. The answer is 2 days. 2 days afterwards, a patch was issued, so it should either be available for you that are using Windows 10 or Windows Server 2016
or 19.
Or 19.
Yeah.
I think 2016 is still on the same. Is on Windows 7. Why do I think that's the same? I don't know.
Windows 7 was 2008 R2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that got fixed. Go patch your stuff or just restart your computer, your machine. Issue only affects 32-bit and 64-bit Windows 7 server versions 1903, 1909 because earlier versions don't support SMB v3.1.1. Ugh. Yeah. Still, I have not seen public code execution POC for it yet, but I also had a couple of things I needed to take care of for work right before cast, so I couldn't find it, but I'll probably find it for next week, and we'll probably go over it if I can find one. So, yay. So, we got that patched. All right. Okay, now back to your regularly scheduled Fox News, CNN, SNBC programming. Coronavirus. This was actually kind of different. So, Israel actually had this pull up on his feed that he posted on Twitter, or at least whatever thing he's got set up, posted to Twitter. Coronavirus scam alert. COVID-19 map malware can spy on you through your Android microphone and camera.
Woo woo.
So essentially what this is doing, stupid ads. Watch out for any links texted to your Android phone promising an app to track coronavirus. Downloading the application will let snoops suspected to be operating in Libya? I don't know.
Yeah, Libya.
Is it Libya?
Libya.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Watch you through your smartphone camera, listen to you through your microphone, or pilfer all of your text messages. The find by researchers at the security company Lookout is the latest in an avalanche of digital threats piggybacking on the coronavirus pandemic. It's unclear whether or not this is the latest strain of malware it's propagating. It's not on Google Play, for instance, but it's disguised itself as a version of legitimate Corona Live application, which provides data from the Johns Hopkins coronavirus tracker of infection rates and deaths. Sorry, it has been a long day.
Just due to this, Corona really needs to have a concert every year and call it Corona Live.
Oh my gosh, dude, like, I don't know how they're failing in their marketing. They should be making so much money off of this.
Yes. You know how to not get coronavirus?
Drink Corona. It's counterintuitive, but I mean, alcohol kills
these
bacteria.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Blah, blah,
CDC
blah.
or anything else. This is satire. If you don't know that by now, and you're watching us, and if you're just scrolling through Twitch and you randomly went on to here, this is our normal show. All right.
That would be awesome.
I believe it also has a way. Nope, we already covered that one. But yeah, that was a string of a long. Gosh, it was just But this also brings out the question: how are they doing this on an Android device? They're going from a text message and then doing all of this stuff. What kind of things is it doing? Is it landing just an app on there, or is it actually going into the running in memory? Like, how is it doing that? Granted, this is from Forbes. I just saw it today, so I'll look around a little bit more.
I'm sorry. Coronavirus Live Update app requires access to your microphone and your camera. Do you accept? Yes.
Yeah. I just want to know if there's an app.
And your blood type.
And your social security number to make sure that you're American, or to make sure that you are you're to confirm your location.
And then make sure to upgrade the app by inputting your credit card number.
Yes.
You don't want to see you don't have ads anymore.
Yeah. So if you don't want to see ads, please put in your credit card number, and a transfer of 1 cent every 30 milliseconds will be transferred to this weird base 64 encoded string that's a Bitcoin wallet. Oh man.
Speaking of base 64, just real quick, slightly off topic.
That's fine.
So I was downloading some video drivers for a USB 3 to HDMI graphics, not a graphic card, but kind of. But in their download, they actually base 64'd the download string. I was like, really? So I went, decoded, put it in. Yep, worked perfectly fine. The decoded stuff too. It's like,
did you get hex, or did you get bytecode, or did you get actual?
No, clear text.
Just clear text code.
Yeah.
For what?
I mean, it was the driver download, so they don't want anybody just going and downloading it straight, but the straight download still worked. So if you start going against that, you can find some of their potential beta drivers and stuff that they've thrown up there and potentially get those pulled down too. I mean, not really a big thing, but it was just surprising that somebody in today's day and age is still base 64ing out stuff in their URLs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Welcome to the life of a pen tester. Wait, you guys still have this? I was in diapers the last time this was a thing.
Yeah, well, granted, I have not been able to use this monitor from a Mac, my third laptop monitor.
Mm-hmm. Monitor.
First external, monitor. Second external. I haven't got to use my second external monitor in probably 8 months since whatever the most recent Mac update was. And I'm on their beta side, so I've been upgrading a shit ton lately. But yeah, I finally, for the first time today in 6 months, have my full three monitors going.
3, 4.
Yeah,
3,
I have
2,
3 monitors. Yes, I was bugging the crap out of them too. Man, that was aggravating. You guys probably heard of them. I've had so many back and forths with their devs over the last couple of years. Let's see, downloads. Yeah, who are you? Trigger, Magic, Trigger, video drivers. Yes, StarTech, but the actual people behind that is I don't remember.
Magic
I mean, it's a start.
control trigger USB graphics driver.
Yeah.
MCT? Wait, no. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds right.
MCT.com.
Yeah, but they're TW, they're Taiwan site. But yeah, because StarTech is essentially just kind of like a wrapper for all the products they resell with their logo on it, but they don't actually make anything, I don't think. So
yeah, I gotta get one of those. I actually got my my full Razer like Eco setup. So I've got the Razer Blade Stealth, which is the tiny laptop to take around when I go to like conventions and whatever. Super light, awesome. And then I got the graphics card enclosure, which is called the Razer Razer Core X Chroma, because it has RGB lights or whatever. Found that on an auction site. That was like $150. Got that laptop for I think like half price when it was Black Friday.
Who makes the Razer?
Razer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there, it's
Razer makes the Razer.
Yeah, Razer something. Yeah, and then I've pretty much got like I've got all the stuff except for like a Razer keyboard. I could have a full setup be Razer if I wanted to, except a keyboard because I just don't like their keyboards. That's like the one thing I don't like.
Yeah.
Corsair guy. Granted, because they were always like really cheap on Amazon or eBay, and they're great, and
yeah,
it's fine. But I got that all set up, and it can now play games. And since it's Thunderbolt accessible, I can use it as a Hashcat box, like a dedicated box.
What's a video card look like?
Video card right now that's in it, and you can switch them out as needed. So I bought for this machine, and I'm gonna be running through a bunch of stuff. They're upgrading here soon-ish after taxes and all that other stuff get figured out.
And coronavirus is over.
Yeah, like we gotta keep like the human survival priorities. I can work on a Raspberry Pi if needed, and I've got several of those. But
for Hashcat,
yeah, right. Well, I mean, you could array them and it won't do great, but it will do something.
No, it'll still be processor based, which is still gonna suck. So.
It's still gonna do something. You can go through.
Yeah.
You can go through Rock-U in a week, and maybe you'll get something.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be able to hit that stuff, but not like you're not gonna get like 9+ characters. No. Brute force it in an hour.
No, you got
type of thing.
No, that's what we have in the. That's why we have a VPN. We just SSH through our VPN into the password cracker that's got 210.
Are you guys still using like a dedicated rig?
Yeah,
as opposed to like going through Amazon.
So the issue with that is, I don't make those decisions. If I was to make those decisions, I would have to and was able to do a bunch of that stuff in terms of like, okay, we're doing an internal pen test. Here we're going to get hashes. There's if we don't, here's our filler, or here's our padding for us to go to for equipment and cloud infrastructure for like AWS. Yeah. This is what we're using it for. We utilize this. And we actually looked at it. We said, okay, we could either do this or we could rebuild a little bit more, and it would be cheaper for us in the long run. But until we get more consistent work, and then we'll script that out later.
Yeah.
Because right now there's not a whole lot of reason and a whole lot of ammo for us to do that. By the way, what we're talking about is Amazon has a bunch of graphic driver instances on their EC2, so you can go up and get a instance there that has like 3,000. What is it? Like 300 instances of a graphics card or whatever.
Whatever you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
How much you're willing to pay for it.
Yeah, so like a guy, I can't remember who did the talk. There's a guy at MissConf, and that's up in Minnesota. He demoed this and he grabbed 3,000 dollars worth of graphics cards on Amazon and cracked a NTLMB2 hash that was 20 characters long instantly.
For like a but
talk.
But you're still buying it like for a specific amount of time, right? So
it was some stupid number worth, and I was in college and I'm like, I don't have that much money at all.
Yeah. And you know, if there's a high enough priority, a large enough target, you know, like especially if you're doing, you know, like an assessment against a corporation that's say 1,080 users,
right.
You know, you dump out the hive, or not the hive, you know, dump everything out, you shadow copy, do whatever you need, you get the stuff out, and now you're doing users versus passes, or just cracking the hash, you know, hashes. A dedicated rig is still pretty good for that. I wouldn't necessarily spend the money towards larger scale, but for one-offs, like I have to get this password, I have the hash, I need to do this. You know, state sponsors can use it left and right, and Amazon, for whatever reason, has not like cracked down on it at all. I mean, that's the primary reason for using it, at least in my opinion. But they have not cracked down on us utilizing their video cards in a amazing way. So it does make it really nice. You know, say you have 10 or less hashes, you know, throw them against that. And the reason I say not to necessarily do it against corporations, or you know,
like your fortune
of a specific size,
like your lower, your small scale stuff. And when we say small scale, we're meaning like,
I'm talking this is a target and you need to get in. That's whenever I use Amazon. I use my own stuff. If, you know, say I dump 1,000 hashes and, you know, you come in as a pen tester or red teamer and you're able to show 70% of those, guess what? You'll be able to do probably 70% on your own gear. It's, if you're getting targeted, that's where you need to get that advanced side. So yeah.
And especially when you're on like those bigger engagements where it's like, go hack the CEO.
Yeah. And like, hey, you get this amount if you do this, and you know, if you're able to do this, you get even more type of thing. If so, there has been an instance in the past where that occurred.
I don't like that at all. Like
gives a little more ambition to get a little bit further.
All I see is scope creep.
Yeah, that was an independent gig, so
okay.
I was definitely creeping.
Independent gig aside, like fine, whatever. Like if you can do this, I'll give you this much. If you can do this, I'll give you this much. But as like like as a company, I see that as like you can sink a crap ton of money in this and not get something out of it, and then you only get like a portion of that back. As a business, I wouldn't do that. As an individual, and you're just starting out, and they're like the goals are reachable. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, because especially if you're an independent outside of California, because you're not allowed to now. But if you're an independent, and you know, you kind of get past the perimeter, you do whatever the kind of low level stuff is, and then there is kind of that secondary, because there are some companies who have engagements like that. So I found, you know, that's where kind of the good money starts picking up. But obviously, you got to hit that first level and then move on to the second. But it's fun stuff.
Okay.
What's next?
Other stuff, and there's nothing.
Oh,
Kind of had a really quick thing. I think a lot of us are having a lot of fun with just making sure that we have enough supplies because panic buying is a thing.
yeah. I was a little annoyed this week, especially since none of the people who are involved in this would ever listen to this podcast because they're not IT or security people. I have a place that's kind of like my secondary. If I can't find meat and stuff, primarily meat, at my regular stores, I have another place that's a nice little hole in the wall nobody ever thinks about. And all of a sudden, one of my friends decided to post it out on Facebook. Oh my gosh, thank you, such and such. You had the meat we needed, and blah, 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 out onto a community
And
page.
bam, no more meat.
And no more meat.
Like, what in the hell are you doing? Come
It's
on.
like, and no more meat.
Well, that was nice.
OBSEC Dingleberry, do you know it?
My gosh. It's like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
There's like
Yeah, if
one
you got-
place where we can definitely 100% go and get meat. And now you just screwed it. Thanks. That's awesome.
Let me guess, a butcher.
Yeah.
Don't you hate that when you got the meat plug, you share it with somebody and then they give it to everybody else? Like fuck.
Yeah. And it's like, man, you suck. I mean, because honestly, it's the best meat in probably 60, 70 miles from here. And it's not far away from me. And you just had to go and say it out on Facebook, didn't you? Yeah, that's awesome.
Meanwhile, y'all are sitting bitching. I'm grilling steaks.
know,
'cause
you
I got,
little-
I got plenty.
Yeah, we know.
I know you got fucking ribs and shit.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Darren's over here sitting on a meat throne. Well, granted, frozen, but a meat throne as we speak.
I've got nowhere near the amount that Darren's got, but I got before all this started kicking off. I think 10 pounds of ground beef that are in the freezer. Couple, I think like 5 pounds of chicken, and then pork chops and ribeyes.
Wow, you are talking about 1 week of what?
Yeah, like
eat.
1 or 2 weeks. Yeah, like
Yeah.
1 or 2 weeks. That's all you've got.
Yep. 14 days is what I'm going for right now. So.
Well,
I
mean,
don't know. All I got is 20 pounds of Black Angus porterhouse.
that sounds rough. Okay, you're done. You're not allowed to talk anymore. But yeah, we go through 5 pounds every week of hamburger. We go through about 4 or 5 ribeyes. I really like ribeyes.
Yep.
Fish, tilapia. We go through, I don't know, probably 4 to 6 fillets a week. A lot of chicken, probably 8 to 10 pounds of chicken a week.
Mm-hmm.
and the majority is me.
Yep.
Like, keto, all that stuff.
Yeah, and here's
But,
the thing.
yeah.
Like, I'm trying to get on keto. It's just getting more and more difficult with this.
I know, dude. You are massive. I can't believe how much you've blown up since you were 14. I mean, it's been 2 years, and man, you just blown.
Keto is fucking miserable.
I mean, it's not that bad. You got to get creative with it, though.
Yeah.
No, I mean, the lack of carbs, like trying to exercise and that, it's fucking miserable.
I mean, it's not bad after like maybe the first week and a half. People call it the keto flu. Kind of that transition period where your body stops burning carbs and it starts burning fat. For energy. But I work out Monday through Friday during my lunch time, and it's really not that bad. I don't feel. It's nice not having the sugar because then I don't have like spikes. I'm fairly level all day through. Now, granted, my energy levels after work, I'll be honest, I do take a nap, like usually about a half-hour nap, Monday through Friday after work, and then after that 30-minute nap, I'm like good to go. But energy isn't as high as it is with carbs, but I
I
still
don't know.
see a lot of differences.
But are you sleeping
I
better?
just I can't
Oh, yeah.
do a good workout without carbs, man. It's like I'm
And-
10, 20%
some-
worse.
Yeah, and some people have that, and for those people, and even a lot of people in my office down in Florida, or coworkers, they have started doing intermittent fasting. And even whenever I'm on the road, I'm not strict keto. I do intermittent fasting, so I try not to eat until about like 7, 8 p.m. And then I'll have one meal, at 7, 8 p.m. And then I'm done. Just because I'm going to end up, having a hamburger with the bun and, maybe fries or something. So I still keep the weight down. And it, once I get back home, I'll be back in ketosis within a day or two, just because I'm stupid strict whenever I'm here at home. But intermittent fasting is really nice for circumstances like that. If you do need the carbs, you can still have them. You can still lose weight. You can still work out. You can still do all that. And it's a lot easier for a lot of people by doing, an extended fast and then just eating through a specific time frame. So,
and I'm not as strict on it, but it has been helping for like bigger meals. Like if I do keto, I'm not gonna feel as bad as I do because I've got some other other autoimmune stuff that is contributing to it. I feel, and might have been contributing to it. So says my doctor. And so every time that I eat a whole bunch of carbs, like my stomach, like my whole system will just like go into overdrive, which is nuts. So limiting my carbs, like not Xing them out so much, but getting less carbs into my system has actually really helped stabilize. So I'm like, yay.
Yeah.
It's great. And I also have been sleeping much better, which is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and two, like if I do intermittent fasting, I don't really have an issue with carbs. But if, say keto for a couple weeks, like pure keto, and then have carbs during a next day or something, the day after that, man, I feel like crap. So, because the body's just trying to adjust to having these carbs again, kind of throughout the day. If, say I have, I'm hanging out with buddies or something and have a 6-pack of beer. Holy crap.
Yeah. Worst hangover of your life, right?
And it's not even a hangover. 6 beers won't give me a hangover, but man, it's just like, I don't feel like getting out of bed. Like there's nothing with the head. It's just my body is just like, you suck. you were doing so well, and then you did this to me.
Yeah.
So
I've noticed if I don't, because usually I'm not, like I'll have a beer every once in a while during the week, but like Fridays are like, okay, cool, let's have a beer or a drink or whatever.
Yeah.
And when I first started it, I went to hang out with a bunch of friends at a bar. We were drinking, woke up the next morning, and I was like, worst hangover of my life, because I just had all these carbs, and I'm like, oh, I'm such an idiot.
Yeah, and two, like anybody who's listening, and you guys on cast, if you ever do keto, just realize too, like you will become more of a lightweight drinker. Because carbs definitely help to absorb the alcohol and everything. So if you are doing keto, alcohol will hit you quicker than it would if you weren't doing keto. So you become a cheap date pretty quick. And on the alcohol side, vodka is actually keto friendly. 0 carbs in vodka. The sugars aren't, like, vodka is the only alcohol that does not kind of reverse you out of keto. It pauses it until it's out of your system, but it doesn't reverse it in any way. So yeah,
I think
it's kind of cool.
Okay, so just pure spirits like whiskey, brandy, cognac, vodka, gin, tequila contain 0 carbs and are all fine for keto.
Yeah, a lot of those will still reverse it though.
Yeah.
And
Like-
by vodka, you mean straight vodka, because you can't do that shit with the flavored stuff. Because I'm pretty sure all the
Correct.
Yeah, no.
it's
Now,
sugar.
Yeah,
now with like
yeah,
the sugared
it
crap.
has to be straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Yep.
mean to tell me I can't have screwdrivers on keto?
You kind of
yes.
can. So
You can.
there are, like right now, let's see. I'm drinking vitamin water, 0 sugar, and so
Look at him. I've got
actually, let me
just
see.
like normal water.
Yeah, you got real water. So I got the vitamin water, 0 sugar, lemonade one. This actually tastes pretty good straight. Like tastes like lemonade, but it's made with stevia. So this thing has
Oh.
Well,
Nope.
it ha-
No, I don't trust the fake sugar.
No.
If I wanna hit the real
well,
sugar-
tried
well,
that, and
well.
I was like, no, I will
There-
drop sugar for the rest of my life because that's a thing.
Well, there are, yeah, and I won't call it sugar. There are certain sweeteners I'm okay with. Erythritol, which is a sugar alcohol, I'm good with. It doesn't do anything negative to the body. Stevia, I'm 100% good with. It's actually beneficial for the body. So they are sweeteners. They don't taste like sugar. And two, with keto, like these are things you get used to. You cook with stevia, and my wife makes a keto cheesecake that tastes freaking amazing, but there's no sugar in it. There's other things that have erythritol in it, and it's just sugar alcohol. But it doesn't have like the aspartames, the Splendas, all those that can be negative, detrimental to the body. But like with this, drink this, throw some vodka in there, which I won't lie, there may be a little bit of vodka in here, but it tastes pretty good.
I want to try.
And there's others that are not pure orange juice, Jack. I'm sorry, but there's other things that have an orange flavor to them that are still like 0 carbs and stuff like
Fine,
that. Where
I
you
think
could
Fine,
throw some.
fine. I'll just stick with my purple drink. How about that?
I thought it was a purple drink. Is it drink or drank?
I said drink.
He said
Oh, okay.
drank.
Okay, good.
I mean, as long as it's like under 100 grams of carbs a day, I think you're good. I think it was the limit.
On keto, it depends
person
on
to person.
Yeah. So, like for me being 5'10", at my size, I'm at 35 grams carbs per day or less. And depending upon how tall you are, blah blah blah, male or female will depend like what it takes to get you into ketosis. And ketosis is a lot of it is based around fat intake. So it also has a lot to do with saturated versus non-saturated fats. Avocado oils are good, olive oil's good. Stay away from the vegetable oil. The stuff at McDonald's. Actually, though, the one thing about McDonald's that I found surprising, their hamburger patties, they could actually take an individual hamburger patty and know what cow that freaking patty came from. I was like, holy crap, really? Like, I bought this burger. I ended up getting salmonella or whatever. I got kung flu from this hamburger patty. And you could tell me the cow that it actually came from. That's actually kind of impressive from a data perspective.
Huh. I just put in all my stuff, and it's like, okay, cool. This is what I was supposed to be doing in the first place. So if I based on
So how many carbs are you at?
it lets you
40?
choose actually on this one.
Oh, well, that's a stupid one.
Yeah. I was like, it lets you choose. I'm like,
this many carbs.
I'm like, I want 100 grams of carbs or whatever. And
so how many calories are you gonna have a day? Like 5,000?
No, 2,287.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, which is what
I
I
mean, 'cause-
normally eat. It's just I just
Yeah,
have to
'cause-
cut carbs.
Yeah, because I'm actually trying to gain weight, so I'm at like 32 to 3,500 calories a day.
That's what I was gonna say too. I said, all right, like my body mass is like, or muscle mass is like, I don't know, probably under 10%. Here's what I want to do.
Well, I wouldn't.
How?
You mean your body fat is under 10%, or your muscle
body
mass?
fat, and then muscle mass is like,
okay.
I don't know how to do this stuff.
Guys, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna catch you guys later.
All right,
Okay,
cool.
Later, man.
We're actually done with the show now, so we can continue with the keto talk. And if you want more of that, I'll keep recording, and then we'll cut it later or something.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone, since Adrian is tired, we will be ending the cast. So thank you all for joining the stream. Thanks for being here on the different platform. Blah blah blah. And we might be here next week. We might be back on YouTube. We don't know. Anyway.
Hey, we may be on WebEx. Who knows?
Who knows? It might be Citrix WebEx showing off the new and easy way to RCE through Citrix WebEx, and we're gonna hack all of you.
Heck yeah!
All right. Laters.
Later.